Hi everyone, this is Dave Barker, Minnesota State University at Moorhead graduate, and the class is fall of 2012. I'll tell you, when I was a senior, I had 27 credits left and I got a job offer in the radio and TV business. I was a poor college student and I took it. And you know what, it took me a couple of decades to get my degree, but it's all good. I would suggest though that you stay right where you are. I got a great liberal arts background there at Moorhead. A lot of my passions for what I do as a storyteller really began right where you are now in Moorhead. My love of theater began there. Of geology, I know what a horst and a graben, what a gastrolith is, which is a petrified dinosaur gallstone. All those things I've used over the years as a reporter and as an anchor and journalist. First of all, we're going to talk about storytelling. And to me, for television news, it's what I've been doing. Storytelling is the most important thing. But let me just show you a little montage here of the kind of storyteller I am, okay?
Oh my God. It really is heartbreaking. I spent a lot of time in Biloxi a few years ago. You don't need to know that story, but I ate here. I think this is the bicycle club here. I ate here many times.
Let me stop this for just a moment. What you were seeing actually are just snippets from the montage from my latest audition tape. This will show a potential employer what type of storyteller I am and in different situations. Now, I hope this shows that I really try to capture the emotion of a situation in my storytelling, that I'm really more of a reporter who can anchor than an anchor who can report.
I'm going to show you something I've never seen before. I've covered a lot of hurricanes. Right behind me here, there's a transformer up there. Now those things will blow in this incredible pressure. Now the Katusha hit about 5 minutes ago. We were probably 600-700 yards away. We're very lucky, by the way. Right there, the wildfire is still burning. You can see it igniting right now. And over here is where we think the Katusha landed. We'll go over here in just a second. Well, the Champs-Élysées in the heart of Paris. And when it comes to unrest, it really is a tale of two cities. From up here, the scene is absolutely spectacular. This is amazing. By the way, Masada is a half a mile long, a quarter mile wide. The scene from up here, again, you can see everything from the Dead Sea to the mountain ranges here to the west. This is a guard tower under here where all the food was stored, I'm told. This is the North Palace over here. This is the residential community part of the top of Masada. Back 2,000 years, this is where the king slept.
North Carolina is so interesting because normally it's a red state, a lot of conservative folks there. But I heard there was a rally for Barack Obama the other day. 10,000 people showed up, and guess where it was? Right next to Fort Bragg, which is a conservative bastion there.
There is only one motor to get you up, and to get you down, it's all gravity!
Thanks a lot, man.
Thank you.
Whoa! And how does that make you feel?
Now, normally, I don't believe that storytelling should be about the storyteller. I really don't. Now, that flies in the face of what's going on now, especially at the 24-hour news channels. The first thing you need to do when it comes to storytelling, you need to decide what kind of storyteller you are. And I'd be really shocked right now if you know what kind of storyteller you are. You know, at 18, 19, 20, 21 years old, I'll tell you, it took me till I got to Denver, to a pretty big market before I kind of felt good at being a storyteller. And, oh, this is the way I'm going to be. What I would do is I would attach your digital, anchor onto somebody. I chose Peter Jennings when I started. I thought he was an awesome anchor. I think my anchoring was somewhat close to his. Obviously, Jennings was up here and I'm down here, but style-wise, my anchoring's pretty close to his. Storytelling's a lot different, but that's where I started. I looked at his stuff. I remember one day he was talking to Elie Wiesel, the Holocaust survivor and Pulitzer Prize winning author. You should read his stuff if you haven't. They walked through Auschwitz, and it really kind of changed my life, just that one report. So if you see something like that, somebody who inspires you, grab onto them, write them, call them. If you see them, talk to them. You'll be surprised. A lot of famous people, especially in the TV news business, would love to talk about how they got where they are. So all you got to do is ask. By the way, I'm going to drop a lot of names during these segments, but I worked with a lot of cool people. I've done a lot of cool stuff over the past 25, 30 years. Worked with some really famous folks. But it's not just about the fame or the Emmys and all that stuff. It's just a really, really exciting, awesomely cool business. So let me show you the kind of storyteller I am again. You saw the montage, but here is a story. What I did was I called my best friend. He's one of the 3 people who run NBC Nightly News, told him what I was doing. Right out of his mouth before I finished the sentence, he said,
"What is art?" This is believed to be the oldest work of art on the planet, a small statue 7,000 years old. And these more modern images, I don't think anyone would disagree that these are art, but why? The dictionary will tell you that art is something used in a way other than its intended purpose.
Well, if that's true, voila, I've just created art. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm asking this question, what is art? It's because of all the talk that's going on right now in Midtown Manhattan at Central Park.
The gates, 7,500 saffron-colored barriers that wind through 23 miles of the park. Is this art? Well, we asked one of the artists who created it.
It has no purpose. It is not a symbol. It is not a message.
Art has no message, no purpose? But what is it?
Art is not bland, and this isn't bland because there's controversy. You can't have good art without controversy.
Yeah, I mean, art can be controversial, but not necessarily.
What about this? Art? Sure. Andrew Lloyd Webber thinks his new musical art helps expand cultural boundaries.
Look, Indian music and Hindi pop is a very, very important part of what's going on now in the whole culture in the world. And it's great to hear melodies coming from another place.
If that's true, then the intensely exquisite, sometimes agonizingly impassioned steps of Savion Glover have to be art. But what if you don't like tap dancing? Doesn't matter, says one of the stars of the movie Ray. Art, Kerry Washington believes, is driven by artists.
There's nothing more important than the people who affect our lives and make us feel more alive.
Then artwork of artists, like this waxy impression of a famous friend, must be the ultimate example of art, right? Wait, we still haven't answered the question. What is art? And is this art? So many questions.
Hasn't it caused everyone to think about it? Hasn't it caused everyone to think about the park? Hasn't it caused everyone to think about how much money it costs? Hasn't it caused everyone to think about, is it art or not?
I think that's personal choice, you know. For me it is, but for a lot of people I don't think they may look at this and it doesn't mean anything to them.
Aha, there. There's the seed that may blossom into the answer. Say that again?
I think that's personal choice.
Yes. Art is what I see as art.
Let me give you an example. Now, I'm kind of a soft touch, so to me, art is something that I can see through the eyes of my heart, like the pictures of my kids. Come here. Now, these here are the ultimate example of art to me. These are my kids, but you don't know these faces, right? So this certainly can't be art to you.
There it is. Finally, art is something that I say is art, something that speaks to my heart, my mind, spurs debate. That's art. But that's only half the quest. Is this art? The answer? Yes. Perhaps only because some think it's not.
So the feeling I'm getting from this mostly is bathroom curtains. Beautiful bathroom curtains.
In high definition in New York City, the artistic capital of the country. Though some would disagree with that, which means that's a true artistic statement. Dave Barker-Voom, HT News.
All right, so that's my storytelling ability. You can like it, you can love it. I could care less. I just hope you guys can talk about whether it's good, whether it's bad. That's going to be a way for you to find out what kind of storyteller you are. Whenever I go to speeches or big conventions, everybody loves to do the quotations of other people, so I'm going to do that. First, let me start off with one of mine. To be a storyteller is not to tell people how to think, but to have them think about what they've been told. In other words, don't do everything so literal. You got to let your audience think too, all right? The other one is from Socrates, 2,400 years ago. And Socrates says, let him who would move the world first move himself. A little bit sexist, but again, let him who would move the world first move himself. So you can think about that, but to me, that really means become a storyteller, then you can move the world once you decide what you are, okay?